Okay, so let's go ahead and let's differentiate or take the derivative of this bad boy, which is f of x is x squared minus 1 all to the fourth times the quantity 2 minus x all squared. Well, again, by virtue of how it looks, we should know, generally speaking, what technique to use. We have two things multiplying each other, so we got to use a product rule. So for this particular function, we're going to do first second plus second first, second first. That is to say, first thing times the derivative of the second thing plus second thing times derivative of the first thing. So let's do that in blue here, okay? Let's write this as f prime of x is what? Well, first, rewrite just the first thing. Now, mind you, the first thing is going to be this whole darn thing. So that's going to be x squared minus 1 all to the fourth, right? Times the derivative of the second. Well, the derivative of this thing is found by using the chain rule, right? That 2 swings out front times the 2 minus x, and I guess technically that's all to the first. You can write a 1 there. I'm going to, I guess, just leave it blank. But then be careful, right? You got to make sure to then multiply it by the derivative of the inside. Now, the derivative of the inside in this case is just going to be what? Well, the derivative of 2 goes to nothing, but the negative x, its derivative goes to negative 1. Now, of course, I'm going to run out of room here, so I'm going to write it beneath this and then just kind of clean it up when I'm done. Plus my second. Well, my second is just 2 minus x all squared, right? Times the derivative of the first. Well, what's my derivative of the first? Well, that's going to be found by, again, using that chain rule. The 4 swings out front times x squared minus 1 all to the third. But don't forget, the chain rule says you must then multiply by the derivative of the inside. So the derivative of x squared is a good old 2x. Now, to make this look nicer, I'll write it all in one row in purple or pink or whatever. We got ourselves what? It looks like x squared minus 1 all to the fourth, right? And here's what I'll even do, actually. Hold on. I'll recognize that there's going to be a negative 1 and a 2 there, so I'm going to write negative 2 rather up front. So excuse me there. Times x squared minus 1 all to the fourth, right? Times 2 minus x. Again, I want to write it in an order that looks a little prettier. Plus, I can recognize that there's going to be a 4 and a 2x, so I'll just say 8x times x squared minus 1 all to the third times 2 minus x all squared. And I would say that that bad boy is as good as it's getting with our derivative.